Very well, good, Andrew. When we came down the flyover, I thought there was a car crash. I'm very glad to see it wasn't a car crash, but I do want to thank everybody, every single one of you for coming out tonight. We've had a fairly hectic day. I got up at 4:45 this morning, and we headed off to the Ploughing Championship in Kildare, where there were 70,000 people. And I have to say, reflecting on the decision to do this, it wasn't an easy decision for me. The discussion around whether or not Sinn Féin should support the candidate to fight the presidential election began quite a number of weeks ago within the party. And there were various opinions being expressed, and it was quite clear that there was a momentum gathering behind the argument that we should, particularly coming from people in the south. And eventually then, whenever it became clear that we were heading in that direction, Jerry made it clear in his Ardèche speech last weekend in the Waterfront Hall that his preference was that we should fight the election. But of course thoughts turned to who the candidate should be, and quite a number of names were mentioned. And to be quite honest, I never contemplated at the beginning that I would be the candidate, simply because of my responsibilities, the work that I'm doing with Peter Robinson and everything else to do with the Assembly and the executive and the North-South institutions. I also had to take into consideration my own family, Bernie, the children, and all of that. Big step, even to agree to contest an election and be away from home, as I will be probably from Monday on, right up until the election is over. So I was reluctant at the beginning, but I understood the strategy, and I've been involved in all of the decision making over the course of the peace process, and understood what this means for the island of Ireland and for all of Ireland's 32 counties. And it became clear that there was a majority opinion within the leadership of the party that I should go forward. I said I would think about it, and I was in the United States last week with Peter Robinson, and I did think about it for the full week before coming to my decision. My first instinct was, when people think you're getting above yourself, that you're going for something that you really don't deserve or not entitled to. And when I thought about it and thought about the journey that we've all travelled over the course of the last, particularly 15 years since the ceasefire in 1994, and saw the reaction of people to ourselves as Irish Republicans, I decided that it would be good for the debate around what a new Ireland would look like, what a new republic would look like against the backdrop of all the changes that have happened within the peace process in recent times, and also to challenge the selfishness and greed that there was among the bankers and the greedy developers in the south, who destroyed effectively the economy of the south through their selfishness and through their self-promotion. So I decided I would take it on. I knew that I was going up against the big battalions, that it wasn't going to be easy, that my past would be a major feature of my entry into the campaign. And so there's been a discussion about that in the course of recent times, and I don't shirk from my past. I am proud of my past, proud of my involvement. Yes. Proud of my involvement in the struggle here in this city. And I said today to journalists who asked me about my past, I was a very young person when the British Army came here to this very street and shot 2 people dead. And Tommy Devaney was beaten in his own house and died months later. So what were we to do as young people? Lie down and take it? Or stand up and defend our people? And I said that we were proud of the fact that I am part of a generation of young people who decided that the second-class citizenship that our people lived under was going to end, and that we were going to make sure that everybody was treated equally as we move forward. And I suppose I am now the epitome, holding the position as I did do up until midnight last night, of Joint First Minister of the North, of how things have changed and how our people are now first-class citizens, equal citizens, Irish citizens, demanding their rights and moving forward to help us build the new Ireland that all of the people of Ireland deserve. So my journey is going to be throughout the 32 counties over the course of the next number of weeks. It's going to be an all-Ireland campaign, and I am going to campaign in every county in Ireland, including these proud.
Yes.
And I know also that if the argument is someday won, and I believe it will be won, that people who live here in the north, by dint of the fact that they have an Irish passport, are entitled to a vote. In fact, if that was the case in this election, I am absolutely certain I would be getting into this election. I would be getting into this election with at least 250,000 votes up on all the other So this is going to be a tremendous experience over the course of the next while. There's no guarantee whatsoever that I am going to win this election, but if I won the election, I'll be happy because it changes everything. It will be a world story. And if I don't win the election, but we do well, I'll still be as happy as if I won it, because I haven't lost sight of where I come from. I will never lose sight of where I come from. I'll never lose sight of the fact that this city in particular, and indeed the constituency that adopted me over the course of the last 14 years, made up of the proud Republicans of South Derry and East Tyrone, will always be foremost in my thoughts.